Hi there, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, founder of CGO, contractual guarantees only. You own annuities for what they will do, not what they might do. Today's topic is a big one, a good one, a truthful one, and one that you need to know about: how to use annuities to address inflation. Oh my gosh, Dan, what am I going to do about inflation? Inflation, hyperinflation, inflation, Fed inflation. I've got the answer after this. So inflation is always the gorilla in the room. Everybody's worried about it. Even the people that have tens of millions of dollars will call me and go, "What are we going to do about inflation, Stan? I just don't know what I'm going to do." You got $10 million, Fred, you're okay, all right? Most of the people aren't like you, Fred. They have to actually look at inflation. The problem in the annuity world is that people will try to sell you their product, for their strategy for inflation. Listen to me. There are no products that magically adjust for inflation, that the annuity companies price it in your favor, period. End of story. Give you an example. So immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, you can attach what's called a cost of living adjustment. A cost of living adjustment is a percentage that you choose at the time of application that you want the income to grow by. And you're like, "Man, I'm going to tell you right now, son, that sounds as good as peach cobbler right there. That's good right there. Let's do that one." Hold on, Fred. The annuity company doesn't give that away. So you say, "Okay, Stan, I want it to increase by 3% every single year." All the annuity company does is they severely lower the payment to make up for that increase. Bang, right there. That's the disparity, just visually. For people driving down the road in your Lamborghini, I got one hand at my eyeball and one hand at my belly button. All right? It takes about 7 to 10 year break-even point to make up for the COLA with this exact same annuity without the COLA. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? They don't give it away. Life insurance companies have the big buildings for a reason. Let's get to the RILAs and variables and index annuities, the potential, hypothetical, theoretical, back-tested, unicorns chasing the butterfly, returns that seem to never work out. Those also don't address inflation. I don't care what someone tells you. I don't care the non-guaranteed proposal hypothetical someone shows you. Great, who cares? Doesn't matter, all right? Well, let me tell you something. This boy down the road, you know, he's the son of a good friend of mine, golfing buddy. He said he had this index annuity, son, that, you know, when the index went up, the income went up. That sounded pretty good to me. Yeah, great, okay? That's like the peach cobbler that you lose weight on when you eat it. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Again, bah! There's no annuity products that adjust for inflation and magically it, you know, just floats and hits it right on the nugget. So I know what you're saying. Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, Puerto Rico, founder of CGO. You're right. You own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. What do you do? What do you suggest, being in the business 3 decades? Here it is. Inflation is personal. Give an example. My 2 daughters, my lovely 2 daughters, I think they're 30 and 28. They're old. Oh, is what I'm talking about. Out of the house, which is the most important part. They're not going to dance classes anymore. We're not buying milk and cereal and all that jazz, okay? So that part of inflation doesn't affect me and the Queen, Christine. That's what we call her, the Queen. So it might affect you differently. So let's just say you've got an income floor, Social Security, pension if you're so fortunate, dividend stocks, okay? You got all of that. You've added a lifetime income annuity, and let's just say it's $6,000 a month. And you say, "You know what? Me and the missus need about another $750, son, to make it work. What are you going to do for me?" That's how we do it. At the time you need the gap filled, we run a single premium immediate annuity quote, reverse engineered. What does that mean, Stan? Solving for the $750 using the least amount of money with an A+ or better carrier. You solve for inflation when inflation hits. You don't solve for inflation and throw a magic dart at it and the guy gets a big commission saying, it's going to adjust, son, I've seen it done, yep. No. Be smarter than that. There's not an annuity company that's figured out how to price a product in your favor, that's key, to address inflation. What happens with hyperinflation, Stan? We buy a bigger SPIA, son. That's what we do. People say, well, these annuity payments, they're static. I want something to increase, son. I want a CPIU on that sucker. Consumer Price Index for Urban Consumers is what that means. Those haven't been in the business, check the date, they haven't been available for 5-6 years. The only thing available is the COLA, which actually does increase contractually, but they hammer you for it mathematically. And then the mythical index annuity pitch where the index increases, you get an increase on that too. Yeah, right. Okay, sure. Inflation's always going to be here. Inflation is something we're always going to have to address. My hope is that you can address it with lifetime income annuities as part of your income floor, maybe MIGAs and peeling off the interest when you need it to address inflation. That's a more rational approach. And everything we do is rational. There's no hopes and dreams. I'm selling contractual realities. Why? You're buying contractual realities. We start there and we finish there. So don't fall for any bad sales pitch on inflation. You just heard the only way to do it. The only way to do it is with a reverse engineer quote, solving for that gap at the time you need it using a single premium immediate annuity A+ or better. But here's the better part of this thought. I'm always hammering, put in the income floor, put in the income floor, put in the guaranteed income that's hitting your bank account every single time, and go invest the rest or do whatever you do. That part also can address inflation. It's not all the back of annuities. And remember, you can't go all in with annuities. The only person that can go all in with annuities is me because I can't sue myself. But the rest of you, 50 to 60% tops, legally. Legally, did I say that? Legally. Okay. Do me a favor. Go to my site, theannuityman.com. Run quotes, download my free owner's manuals. In the future, I'm writing the Annuity Stanifesto 2. The Annuity Stanifesto 1 was groundbreaking. Annuity Stanifesto 2 is going to be, it's going to be brutal. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be so truthful. People are going to love it. My office is in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have the most staff in the business. I don't do that because I want to pay salary. I do that because I want to take care of you. Everybody is on commission, not on commission. They're licensed in all 50 states, but they're not on commission. Their incentive is to help you and get your policies across the finish line and keep up with them. So I'd encourage you to engage with us and give us a shot if you're thinking about annuities. One last thing. Above my head, there's a spinning clock. You're saying, Stan, that's incredible. How'd you do that? I don't know. I got a lot of smart people around me, but there's a video there that people are loving, so I want you to love it. I want you to love it. And it's, what's better than an annuity in retirement? You're going, what? You Scooby-Doo. What? Yes, there are things that are better, and I go over how annuities fit in retirement and how they don't fit, and the non-annuity side of it as well. It's like my grandfather said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Right? Right. My name is Stan, the Annuity Man. I'll see you next time.